first time in U.S. history, a new study finds more people are dying from opioid overdoses than car crashes.
Our Jamie Perez shares how the opioid epidemic is impacting those in our community.
This is Emily. Her mom tells me she's a sweet 25-year-old gal, someone who wanted to be a vet tech one day, an aspiring girl who never made it to that point. This is Emily now.
I was just laying face down on the floor. I nudged her with my toe. I said, "Emily, what are you doing?" You know, I thought she was playing a joke on me or something. She didn't move. And I called 911 and fell to my knees, and I just started screaming, you know. I couldn't believe it.
Emily died of a heroin overdose on January of 2013.
You don't expect your children to die before you.
Emily was prescribed Oxycontin for 6 months, but by then, she was addicted and turned to heroin.
I thought after the first time that she had overdosed, I thought she had learned her lesson.
Emily would overdose a second time and a third, which would be her last.
I think it's one of those things that you never get over.
It's something hundreds of people never get over and still deal with to this day, as this epidemic continues to grip lives on all corners of the map.
She's not alone, and that's the thing that really bothers me, that there are so many people.
Nearly 800 people die from opioid overdoses every week in this country. The chances of dying from an overdose now exceed the chances of dying in a car crash. It's something we're seeing right here in Madison.
How many calls for overdoses do you think you get in a week?
Well, countywide, probably a dozen or more.
It's raw, it's devastating, and it's happening to hundreds of people.
It's heartbreaking because we know that what the impact is of the abuse of opiates. We know the pattern in talking to people, their pattern of how they began using painkillers and now have resulted in the use of heroin.
It's a story that sounds all too familiar for too many people, a story that many are working to end. In Madison.
You know, I would have done anything. I would do anything to have her back.
Jamie Perez, WISC News 3.
And you can play a role in someone's addiction recovery. There are many resources available on the Centers for Disease Control website, or you can contact the National Addiction Helpline. That's 888-633-3239.
After